Good game of Skittles and cards. Once upon a time there was an old king who had a daughter who was the most beautiful maiden in the world. He announced that whoever could guard his old castle for 3 nights would win the princess's hand in marriage. A young man, poor by birth, thought to himself, I will risk my life, I have nothing to lose and much to gain, why wait? So he went before the king and offered to guard the castle for 3 nights. You may ask for something to bring with you into the castle, but it must be a non-living thing, said the king. Then I ask for a carving bench with a carving knife, a lathe, and a fire, said the young man. These things were all brought to him in the old castle. As darkness fell, he went inside. At first everything was quiet, so he started a fire, set up the carving bench with the knife beside it, and sat down on the lathe. But as midnight approached, there was a clattering noise, at first quiet, then louder, biff, biff. B-A-F. He. Holla ho. Getting worse and worse until there was a bit of quiet, and then a leg came down the chimney and stood straight in front of him. Hey there, shouted the young man, not enough, I need more than one. Then the noise started up again, and more legs fell down, until there were 9. Now that's enough, and they're good for Skittles, but I need some balls, hurry. Then there was an awful commotion, and 2 heads fell down. He put them on the lathe and made them round, so you'll roll well. Then he made the legs even and set them up like pins. Haida. Now the fun begins. 2 large black cats came in, circled around the fire and cried out, oh. Meow. We're freezing. We're freezing. You fools, he said, why are you crying? Sit by the fire and warm yourselves. After they had warmed up, they said, Comrade, let's play a game of cards. Yes, he replied, but first show me your paws. They are so long, I have to cut your nails. With that, he grabbed them by the collar, put them on the carving bench, screwed them down, and killed them. Then he carried them out and threw them into a small pond across from the castle. As he was about to sit down by the fire and warm himself, many black cats and dogs came, soon from all corners and more, so that he could no longer hide. They cried out, kicked his fire, tore it apart, and put it out completely. He grabbed his carving knife, get out of here, you rascals! And started chopping. A large part ran away, but the others he killed and carried out to the pond as well. Then he blew the fire back to life from a spark and warmed himself. After he had warmed up, he became tired and lay down in a large bed that stood in the corner. And as he was about to fall asleep, the bed began to move and drove around the entire castle. This is going well, even better, he said. The bed drove, as if pulled by 6 horses, over thresholds and stairs, hop. Hop. It threw him upside down, with the bottom on top and him underneath. Then he threw the blankets and pillows up in the air and got out, saying, let whoever wants to ride, ride. He lay down by the fire and slept until morning. In the morning, the king came, and when he saw the young lad lying there asleep, he thought he was dead too, and said it was a shame. Then the boy woke up from the words, and when he saw the king, he stood up. The king asked him how the night had gone. Pretty good, 1 went around, 2 will also go around, he said. The other nights went the same way, but he already knew how to tackle it, and on the 4th day, he was given the beautiful princess as his bride.